125 years ago, the Indian and Royal Enfield motorcycle brands were born. Just 70 years ago, Yamaha entered the fray, and 40 years later, the British Superbike Championship was inaugurated. So it's fitting that tonight we induct a rider who rode Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, among many other brands. Along the way, he just happened to also win the 2000 MotoGP World Championship. It may seem hard to realize, but with the induction of Kenny Roberts Jr., we will now have 9 sets of fathers and sons in the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America. Yeah, the Roberts are joined by Bobby and Davey Allison, Mario, Michael Andretti, Buck and Buddy Baker, Bill France Sr. and Jr., Ned and Dale Jarrett, Lee and Richard Petty, Don and Tony Schumacher, and Al Unser Sr. and Jr. So now, presenting Kenny Roberts Jr. for induction is someone who was integral in not only his racing career, but his very existence. It's Dad, also a MotoGP world champion in his own right. Kenny Roberts Sr.
It's been a lot of good presentations tonight. That's about the end. I had AI write the speech, but then I realized I can't read, so I threw it away. It's tough. I hate standing up here and talking about me. It's even tougher talking about my son, I just realized. So Junior was a normal kid, baseball, football, soccer. And I bought a ranch in 1985 and started training racers. Racers like Wayne Rainey, world champion, John Zazinski, Eddie Lawson, Bubba Schobert. And he started racing with them guys. And so we never pushed him into racing a motorcycle, but he went to a road race with Bud Axton, guy who sponsored me when I was 14 years old, ran a 250 team for me here in America. And I get a phone call the next day, and I was in Europe with the Yamaha team. He said, "Dad, I want a road race." Oh, great. So I said, "I'll talk to you when I get home." So I got home a couple of days or a week or whatever, set him down. "I'll let you race, but here's what's going to happen. You're never going to be as good as me. And you can win 10 world championships, but people are always going to say you're never going to be as good as your dad, or you weren't as good as your dad, or you aren't as good. And I said, you can handle that. I'll let you race." Well, he said, I got no problem with that. So we went to the first race on a little 400 Yamaha. And being a father, as most of you know, being fathers, safety is especially motorcycle racing, is a pretty big factor. So in practice, last practice session, he's doing really well, looks really smooth, really fast, and a guy passes him on the last lap, right in front of me, coming onto the straightaway. And I saw it happen many times, but that happened. He wasn't racing the motorcycle, he was racing that guy. So that was the last lap, fortunately. He almost high-sided right in front of me. So I stopped him, and I said, okay, that's it. You race this motorcycle. You don't race the other people. You race this motorcycle as well as you can race this motorcycle. And if you don't do that, that's going in the truck, and we're going home. It's the end of your racing. Fortunately, it stuck, because he's still with us. He's won a lot of races. So being world champion sounds really easy, but it's not all martinis and champagne. I started racing. America started going off the path of raising young racers, so I started a racing series in Spain called the Open Ducados, which was really stupid because not only did I have to do the Grand Prix, on the off weekends I was doing the Spanish Grand Prix. So from April to almost November, every weekend I was at a race, either with him or my team. So yeah. So it went on, and he won in every category we ever put him in. And he just, as you go up, when he was inducted into the MotoGP Legends in 2000, well, he won the championship in 2000, and one Italian journalist said, Kenny Sr., what did you think of the 2000 season? My reply was, I don't know, I was drunk most of the time. And they wrote it down, of course. But we're here now, and I know there's a lot of great champions in this room and great winners. There's only one in this room, and only one in the world that had the pressure to do what he did. He's the only one in the world that knows what it's like to have the kind of pressure to follow your father, who was a world champion, and do it. So I don't want to brag about him more than that, but thank you very much. That's it. Told you it was going to be boring. Now what do I do?
Made that easy, so I don't have to say anything after that. Thank you to the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America. Thank you to the other people that have voted me in to this is amazing. It's a lot bigger than I imagined it was. Thank you to all the family and friends that have came out with Rochelle and I to be here in our family. It means a lot to us that you're here. So I wanted to be like my dad. And when I was small, he was dad. And as I grew up, he became Kenny Roberts. And with that, there was the racing side and the dad side. And seems like every time I did what he said in the motorcycle side, everything worked out for the best. And that would have been from 17 to 37 years old. Rochelle and I traveled for a good 16, 17, 18 years in that dream of becoming world champion. And that was the only goal. We trained, we traveled, we ate, we went through all the countries, 300 hours a year in airplanes, 200 days out of the U.S., missing a lot of family and friends, get-togethers, birthdays, as you can imagine. We had a great life when things were good in racing, and you know, it was completely different. We'd come back to America and nobody knows you, but once you leave, it's a whole different world. And I wouldn't trade anything for it. Having the chance to become world champion and do what your dad did was a very narrow prospect at the time when I, you know, started the adventure. And even now, you'll see that it's probably not going to happen for a while. I said I'd get up here in my brain and be fast and let everybody have an evening and get out of here somewhat early. So on that note, we became world champion in 2000, and it made everything that, you know, we did, Rochelle and I, and the sacrifices that we, you know, put in those years worth it. And without it, I for sure wouldn't obviously be here, but it would leave a big void. So yeah, thank you very much. We are now able to celebrate, you know, the only father and son MotoGP 500 world champions, and tonight in the motorcycle class, the only father and son to be inducted in the American Hall of Fame, Motorsports Hall of Fame. So thank you.